Hello everyone, in this little video we are going to set up Poudriere, which is a package building system. You know, in FreeBSD you have ports and you have packages, but every package gets created out of a port. So the port is basically a recipe on how to build software from source, and the package is the, well, finished product. So first thing we're going to do, this is again fresh FreeBSD installation. Nothing much done, just the bare basics. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to install Poudriere and Git. Keep in mind I already have those packages installed, and currently the package repository is already configured to use the Poudriere one, but I will show you this in a moment. Keep in mind, install the dependencies that are needed and you're good to go. Next step on the list, we want to edit the Poudriere configuration file, which you can find under user local etc poudriere.conf. And the only thing we're going to change here is we're going to use ZFS, or we will leverage ZFS. So you need to uncomment this line here, setpool, and set it to your setpool, the name of your setpool. You can do a lot more configuration here. You could, for example, set up tempfs limits when building in RAM, or you could change directories over. You can change many things, but if you're interested in further customizing Poudriere, please have a look at the man page. So next step on the list, we did that. By default, Poudriere uses a disk file cache directory, which we need to create because it is not yet created. It's under user local ports disk files. In my case, it will already be created, so there's nothing to do here. But keep in mind, if you want to build a package, you need to have the disk files directory. Next on the list is, this is where it gets, well, we get in the meat of it, so to speak. We set up Poudriere itself. So what we do is we do Poudriere jail, because every package is built in a jail, or the ports are built in a jail under Poudriere. We say C to create it, and J, we give it a name. Let's call it 14.2 build. Again, the name is totally up to you. You could enter anything you want, and we want to use 14.2 release. In my case, the jail is already created, so if you do this for the first time, Poudriere will download the base and the source, extract it, get the jail ready, and, well, basically get it up to speed. The next thing we're going to do is, since we have created the jail, is we want to clone the ports tree. What we do here, we use Poudriere with the ports command and give it a -c for create and a p. This is the name of the ports tree you want to use. I choose default. You can again name this any way you want. In my case, it is already updated. If in the future, little tip, you from time to time need to refresh the ports tree, what you're gonna do is you will leverage simply Poudriere, give it the command ports and a -u for update. This will automatically update the ports tree over Git. Since I've just a couple of minutes ago cloned it, there are no updates currently to be done. Next on the list, since we now have created everything we need to actually, well, specify what ports we want to build. To do that, I've created under user local etc poudriere.d a simple text file with the name port list. And in this list you specify the port you want, each on a separate line. In my case, I just have security sudo here, but again, you can use any package name you want or like or need. So since we've done that, we can go over to do the options. Every port has options that you can configure. Some not interactively, but for example on sudo you could enable different settings, or if you have Firefox or LibreOffice or maybe a desktop package, whatever it might be, you do Poudriere options -j, name of the jail, and a -F, give it the file we've just created on the Poudriere port list, and it will run the options dialog. As you can see here, this is the options dialog for sudo. You could, for example, a fun thing I always do, I activate the insults, so when users type their password wrong, they get a, well, an interesting answer, so to speak, and you could further customize it all to your needs, whatever you need. For example, maybe I don't need the docs, maybe I don't need the examples, I don't need native language support, PAM is fine, SSL is fine, audit is fine, so I think I'm good with this, and I will just do enter. And now Poudriere will configure all the packages. In my case, I'm going to cancel this for now because I've already done that step. But keep in mind, you have to do all the configurations, you have to set up the options before you start building. If you are finished and you have configured everything, everything is set up, you could go over and start the build process. In this case, since I want to show you how it looks, I already in another tab did that. You do a Poudriere bulk, name of the jail, in my case 14.2 build, then the ports tree, which we named default, and our port list file that we created under user local etc Poudriere port list. And as you can see here, Poudriere creates the jail, it starts the building process, and you get a nice and colorful output on what it's doing currently. As you can see here, it builds PKG itself, then dependencies for sudo, and at the last line down here you see it's building sudo with the default settings. After that is all finished, you get a short little output on the ports that have been built. In our case, it was sudo, pkg, gettext, and various dependencies. And your command looks like this. This is always the same for it. So, since we have now built our package, we want to actually install it. So to do that, first of all, we're going to create a directory. Make there -p, user local etc pkg repos. Create that directory because we will put two configuration files there. First configuration file we're going to put here is from etc pkg. We use the default FreeBSD configuration. I'll show you why we do that. pkg repos. Alright, we copied it and now we need to edit it. If I can type. Repos FreeBSD, and this is important, set the default repository to enabled no. This basically tells PKG that it will only use packages from our repository that we specify in a couple of seconds, and we do not pull from the official repository. So to do that, we're going to use the same directory again, user local etc pkg repos, but I've already created a local.conf file, and this is where Poudriere stores your local packages. Under user local Poudriere data packages, and then name of the jail default. So you need to specify that and set enable to true or yes. In that case, both will work, and we're going to save that file. If you now do a pkg update f to force an update, you will see this was pretty quick. A giveaway is the second to last line. Local repository update complete, 7 packages processed, sorry. And this indicates that we are using our custom repository, since we have exactly 7 packages in there. So now, since we did that, we do a force upgrade to upgrade all the packages. And as you can see, it uses getText, it updates getText index info, and the next thing we're going to do, finally, we're going to install our sudo package. And this is basically it. This is basically how you use Poudriere. You could do a lot more with it. You could serve the packages over HTTP, for example, a custom repository like we've just did, but we just pulled in from a local directory. So there are many possibilities that you can do. You can have, of course, multiple builder jails. You could do way more with the configuration provided, but this should be a little adventure you might go on and find out what you can do. Thank you guys for watching and have a good day.